Hi there, this is Diecast channel, and in this video we're going to do a review on this 1969 Pontiac Grand Prix SJ428 made by Earl American Muscle in the Elite collection in a 1/18 scale. So stay with me to the end of this video. Don't forget to subscribe my channel in case you haven't subscribed yet. Also give me your thumbs up and click the bell for news. So let's unbox this car and take a better look at its details right now. 1969 Pontiac Grand Prix was a very nice and interesting car. In 1968, it had a body very similar to that one in the Chevrolet Impala. For 1969, Pontiac Grand Prix has changed completely with a brand new body, and it has shrunk about 3 inches in the wheelbase. Even though it has shrunk, it still had one of the longest hoods of a time. It was a very unique car and a personal luxury car with a very high performance 390 horsepower 428 V8 engine. For 1970, Pontiac Grand Prix had almost no change at all. The car was basically the same. You could notice some differences from 1969 to 1970, such as those fake louvers in the C-pillars that went to close to the rocker panels in 1970, and the Grand Prix logo that moved to the C-pillar in the place of those louvers they had in 1969. Some logos and trims. The grille that had horizontal elements for 1969 and changed to vertical elements for 1970. And the tail lights that were a little bit different. We had some minor interior changes, but I really couldn't tell the difference between the 1969 and 1970 from the interior. 1970, it was also possible to have a 455 engine. The 69 GP also had a hood tack that was available for the Pontiac GTO the Judge, Pontiac Firebird as well, and in the Buick GSX as I've shown in the previous video. This model car made by ERTL Elite features some very nice details, although it's got some issues and some mistakes when you compare this model car to the real car. I'm going to talk about some of those mistakes during the review, but I don't think they really jeopardize the quality of this model car, since this is a very attractive model car and the car itself is also very interesting. So let's go on. Pontiac Grand Prix is a completely new car for 1969. The model car has got some very nice detailing, such as a hood latch, a hood emblem, hinges. They're not like the original hinges, but they look much better than those hinges ERTL cars had before. The engine and the engine bay have very good detail. The grille has a very nice mesh that looks like the real grille. The bumper has a very good quality chrome, and the headlights with the square moldings are very realistic. Directional lights are also very realistic and very well made in this car. Unfortunately, this car has got some issues concerning details that are not exactly reproduced as they should be compared to the original model. These are not really a big deal. The windshield wipers are concealed behind the hood, and the cowl looks very realistic. The 428 390 horsepower engine with the correct Pontiac blue engine color, brake master cylinder, the firewall, the air filter pan, hoses, valve covers, they're made in chrome. We have some cables and wires, AC, reservoir, radiator shroud, radiator. 69 Grand Prix front end sort of introduced what American cars were about to be in the 1970s. This car, even though it's a 1969, it looks pretty much like those 70s American cars. I really like those lines. I like the way this hood looks, the grille looks, the bumper, the headlights, and directional lights. The only issue I would say about this model car are those flashes here. They look like filing markings, and I'm not quite sure what happened, but they're probably a casting issue, and they should look a little bit better in an Elite model made by ERTL, even though they do not ruin the model, and the model looks very nice and very attractive. The car interior looks very nice, looks very 70s, I would say. A 1969 had this dashboard that was a rounded dashboard. Gauges are made in a very realistic way in this car. Steering wheel looks pretty much correct, looks very nice. Texture and the materials looks pretty much correct. This car has got seat belts, which is a very nice feature. Trim, the door threshold, pedals, gas and brake. This is an automatic transmission. There's a parking brake right here, far left. Door hinges are still the simpler type. but the doors look very nice and the door panels look also very realistic. Seats tilt, but they've got just an issue. The lock, according to one of my subscribers, is in the wrong position, shouldn't be here. Trim around the window openings is made with chrome paint actually, and it looks very realistic. This trim here is missing, but I intend to do it with my chrome pen. A lower trim on a door that should have been made by ERTL. I don't know why ERTL didn't do it, but the other trims have a very good quality, and this is even chrome. This is made in silver. The door lock, just a decal, and the door handle is a separate piece. The door alignment is excellent, and the painting quality is outstanding. The texture of this vinyl roof is excellent. And we've got those louvers. Those are fake louvers actually, they're just trims. The interior from one more angle, we can see the very good quality with which components and items inside the car were made. Gauges look very realistic. Steering column, gear lever, and the central console, seats, carpet, floor mats, dashboard, wood grain pattern, the logo, the air outlet looks very realistic. And this dashboard doesn't have any flashing, doesn't have any plastic looks. Even though it doesn't have a sun visors, it's got a headliner with a courtesy dome light. It looks very nice and very refined. I like the finishing touches that were made on this car, even though it doesn't have the same sophistication of a Highway 61 for instance. Finishing touches are great, and the car looks very nice. Door alignment is also very nice. There are some tiny issues in the painting here, but these are the only ones, and I'm not gonna touch them. Door is very well aligned and shuts correctly. Rear end of a car that looks very realistic. This bumper has a very good realism, very good quality chrome. Tail lights, license plate, exhaust tips, dual exhaust, trunk lid with very good realism, very good hinges, opening trunk, which is nice. Trims, trunk that's very nicely made. We can see the spare tire in the vertical, jack, fire extinguisher right here on the right. There is even an anti-corrosion coating inside the trunk that looks very nice and very realistic. In the trunk lid we have a Grand Prix logo, trunk lock, and the trim that goes along with these ones. It looks very nice and very realistic. This trunk lid shuts correctly and looks very nice, but it's got an issue. The same person that told me that thing about the front seat said that this line in the real car does not exist. So this would be wrong in this car. I've checked some pictures and I saw that all 1969 Pontiac Grand Prix didn't have this line here. I don't know why ERTL made it. Anyway, I'm going to leave the way it is. The transparency of the rear window and the trim that's made in chrome are excellent. And the vinyl roof looks very nice with this. It's very good undercarriage that was very well made. This car has a body on frame. We have a frame, car floor, the mufflers, engine, transmission, drive shaft, differential, rear suspension, front suspension, steering system that actually steers, wheels and tires that look great, and the muffler tips with those tiny openings that could be painted black so they could look a little more realistic than they already are. This is a very good base, very good model car, and the car itself is also very interesting. Ranking this car from 0 to 10, despite those issues that were reported previously and could be checked, I would say this is a great model car, and I would give it between 9.5 and a 10. This is a great model car, and I'm really happy to have this in my collection. I've also shown a black one and a red one in some of my previous videos, and those are very nice replicas of this 1969 Pontiac Grand Prix, which is a fascinating car. So I'd like to thank you for all likes and views. For all subscriptions, please don't forget to subscribe in case you haven't subscribed yet. And also, give me your thumbs up and share this video. And let me know down in your comments what you think about the car and about the video. And if you have any further information on the Pontiac Grand Prix and want to share with us, please do so in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.